Well, in all the excitement of the last few weeks, we haven't lost sight of the fact that there's actually some other very cool bikes launched onto the market. Yes, Mark, we've got 4 or 5 very special new e-mounted bikes on the channel today. Kicking things off with the Norco Sight VLT, which is actually said to be 20% lighter than the previous version, featuring the Bosch Performance Line CX Motor Gen 5.
Oh, hang on a second. Before we continue, Steve, can we just define this motor? Because is it actually a Gen 5 or is it the Gen 4.5 that people called a 5 but wasn't a 5, it was actually a 4 updated?
So, to answer your question, Mark, it's need to be clear, there's a difference between the Bosch CX BDU 374Y and the Bosch CX BDU 384Y. It seems to me that this is a new generation CX, which is the real deal 5.
A real 5.
But it's quite funny, you know, it's like lots of these brands who just launched these bikes actually don't go into the fine details. We can go into the details of the bike, such things as it's...
So wait, you're not going to go into details on the motor, even though I asked you a question.
You've got because secrets. I don't know. I don't know.
Secrets. You do secrets, know. Mark. He does know.
Oh, come on. Look, Sight VLT CX, 3 models, carbon fibre frame, nice. 160mm travel front, 150mm travel on the rear. It's got a high pivot design to it, which is said to give it punch above its weight without losing any of its playfulness.
Do we know the reach, Steve? That's the one I always want to know. The reach. Is it 480? Is it?
The reach. The thing is, the reach is the reach, isn't it?
Yeah,
the reach is the reach. The reach is the reach. So what's quite interesting is that Greg Menard, one of the greatest mountain bike racers ever, and Gracie Hemstreet have been shredding this bike in Quebec. It seems to me that Menard doesn't want to give the bike back. A range of prices available on these bikes for different budgets, but yeah, very cool offering there from Norco.
Great looking bike.
Next up is the Radon Deft.
Yeah, I like the look of this one, Steve.
I mean, what's quite interesting is actually quite a lot of these bikes today, they lean towards maybe the longer travel side of things. Again, this bike Gen 5, it's got 170mm travel up front.
Actual Gen 5 or
800 watt hour, or the option of a 600 watt hour battery. Another kind of compare and contrast going on with these bikes is the prices. Like these prices on the Radon start at €5,299. I think is just really, you know, it's still a lot of money, but it's
weighty.
Yeah, talking about weight, 24.15 and 24.45 kilos. Obviously, with these bikes, it actually depends on the battery, whether you go for an 800 or a 600 watt hour. So wheel size 29, frame size is medium, large and extra large.
Reach, Steve?
I don't know what the reach is.
I hope it's around 480.
Okay, I hope so. Right, reach. I reckon reach on a size large
They're
bike.
all 480. Every bike brand writes down a reach number. It's about 480.
Okay, clever clogs. Try saying reach without laughing. Yeah, you try that then. Next time you say, what's the reach size then, Martyn?
That's got me.
Yeah.
That's good. Can I talk about an issue I've got, Steve, just quickly, before we move on to the other bikes?
Without laughing?
You'll probably laugh when I show you this, because I'm getting a little bit fed up with, I mean, I've mentioned it here before on the EMBN Show, with car brands getting involved in e-bikes. All right, because there's a motor involved. Look at this thing from Mercedes. I know it's not a mountain bike, but just look.
It's hideous. You're laughing. You're not meant to laugh.
It's ridiculous.
Look, man, I'll be honest with you. I think it's hideous.
It's hideous, but...
What is it, though? It's a commuting bike.
No.
It's not a mountain bike.
It is. But what about this that you've forgotten? I mean, I know we've mentioned it before.
I'm not discussing that bike. I refuse.
Look at it.
I don't see what's so funny about it. It's hideous.
Isn't it?
It is absolutely hideous.
You see that light? You can't take that off.
I tell you what, talk about lights.
You can't take that off.
You've seen this?
Yeah, it's bloody good, that, isn't it? Yeah. I just got a bit of an issue with it, Steve, and I thought, while I got this opportunity to talk to you about it, and you've got some influence in the e-bike world, right? Can you
what's there to talk about?
Just tell the car brands to do one, will you?
Right, thanks for that, Matt. I think it's I think as a commuter bike, McLaren, Mercedes.
No, Steve. No.
Okay,
I'm not into it.
Should we move on to Focus then?
Yeah, let's look at some good bikes.
Focus Sam Squared, 165, 170 mil travel, aluminium this time, 26 kilos with either a 600 or 800 watt battery.
It's quite heavy.
Interest in it? Is it? Let's not go down that road. I think what's quite interesting with some brands that they have the higher price point bikes with the smaller capacity battery. So therefore making the bike lighter but less range. It's interesting, isn't it?
No, I just think that these days that's heading towards 30 kilos. It's a lot. It's a lot these days.
These days.
We expect, it to be much more near the 20 kilos, don't we?
I don't actually. The thing is, like, you look at the bike yesterday, which is the Specialized Levo, launched 23 kilos, 800 watt hour battery.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
It's the heaviest Levo so far. Long silence.
Good point.
So basically, the 2018 Levo Gen 2 was actually about 20 kilos with a 700 watt hour battery.
Yeah.
The new Levo is 23 kilos with an 800 watt hour battery, but it's an incredibly capable enduro style bike. The second gen Levo is more of a trail bike, so it is horses for courses.
But all of that knowledge ain't made this bike any lighter. It's still near 30 kilos.
But it's a long travel e-mountain bike. It's 170 mil travel, big road, 220 mil rotors.
Yeah, it's a serious bike.
A tighter damper tune specifically for the steel spring insert. It's got a new charging socket. That's interesting about the DJI bike. One of the only bikes that the charging socket is you plug it in, pull your plug out, and it flips closed. So many e-mountain bikes got these fiddly covers all over them.
Yeah, made of rubber.
Made of rubber.
But you
lose the rubber.
Back in, yeah.
Adjustable chainstay length on the Focus Sam Squared by 7mm, and this bike is actually 27.5 on the wheel size.
Mixed wheel size.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as, don't say it.
Prices start at 5,699 up to 8,499. That's it for the bikes this week.
Yeah.
This is one I found on Instagram from Narika. What is it about bike brands? I know I rode my e-mounted bike Giant Stance Sync Drive Pro through a river up to here.
Yeah, you're
this
one
guy.
to talk.
This guy with a bandana.
Yeah, he's buckets of water over it.
He's not only put water over it. He's actually taken the bike in the shower. Imagine taking your mountain bike into your own shower in your house to prove that it's waterproof. I think it's a bit extreme.
The thing is, though, what I'm thinking as I'm looking at is, is it waterproof? So did it survive? It's quite a good test, I think. It's good to know. A lot of people who are using electric bikes, right, I think that is a genuine worry. Like, is it safe?
The problem with the waterproofness is are those real world tests. I think when you're in a bog in Scotland and there's a differential of heat inside the motor and outside air. I think Ray, our mechatronics engineer friend, said actually moisture gets sucked into the motor from the outside air.
Well, I learnt this on that very show you're talking about, water ingress.
Water ingress. Yeah. Should we look at the feedback from you guys?
Oh, go on, love that.
Starting off, this is about Yamaha. So basically, on last week's show, we talked about the fact that Yamaha have acquired Brose out in Germany. Quite a lot of feedback from you folks. This is Luigi Marcello. Hopefully, with their vast experience with dirt competition motorcycles, they can deliver better value along with their legendary quality. Brose hasn't always proven as reliable as others.
Yeah.
We were talking early doors on the show about the Yamaha TYZ. Martyn thought I wasn't TYZ era. TYZ is a motorcycle from 1991.
Beginning then,
Yeah. Credible bike, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yamaha make good products.
Yeah. Do you know that frame was actually a motocross frame?
Was it?
Yeah.
See, my point is that surely Yamaha, with all their knowledge and experience of motors and frame building, I know they've made an e-mounted bike already, but surely they can make another.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? You'd think so. We know they can work on electric in terms of motorcycles. They've got the electric trials bike in Japan that's doing very well, actually, with Kenichi Kuriyama on it.
Martyn commentating on the FIM Trial GP in the weekend.
Yeah, fun. There's some electric bikes in that too.
And you were very enthusiastic about when they were going up through those rock gardens.
Yeah, very nice. Also from RSLGB19K44. Half story of Brose, Yamaha and Fantic. A couple of years ago, Fantic bought the Yamaha factory in Italy and now use Yamaha and Brose motors in their e-bikes, and I believe they're going to build e-bikes for Yamaha. So Yamaha buying Brose is probably not what it seems. Interesting collaboration.
I thought you'd like that comment.
It's very interesting.
I mean, names in there that are close to your heart.
Oh, a lot. What it feels like is that Fantic bought a factory that had a load of old bikes in it. And they put their motors in their new bikes.
No comment.
That's what I think happened.
No comment. Mark Wilkinson. This is really important. Mark Wilkinson's been looking at the Canyon 7, but looked for where I get it serviced, and the nearest place is 50 miles away, and they don't do suspension on motor service. Really put me off. Local bike shop won't have anything to do with it. Either is his Canyon, and they can't sell them. Nice bike, but not sure about it. Mark, I cannot emphasize enough the fact that the Canyon Neuron 7 is an incredibly great bike. It's £3,800, and I'd like to reassure you the fact that globally there are places that fix e-bike motors. I think the bike in question here is one of the Bosch motor. There's lots of service centres worldwide which will look after you and take care of you if things go wrong. And when it comes to some of the other bike-related stuff, I mean, suspension servicing, for example. I mean, there's probably a dozen in the UK alone, isn't there?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So.
And some big setups as well. You can send the product in.
So Mark, please don't get disheartened. Like I said, a fantastic bike. Actually, the bike I ride most of at the moment, 130, 140 mil travel. Turning now to a techniques video, which I did recently. And this is from Mike O, who says, relative to cadence, I noticed in some of the other video scenarios where Steve and Chris are riding the same section, but Chris is consistently riding at a slower cadence. Now, Martyn will tell you that Chris Akrigg has got an insane amount of power, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He has. He's not your normal e-biker in any way.
I guess the thing is I'm heavier than Chris Akrigg, so I'm probably trying to spin more to get more from the motor, whereas because I'm heavier than Chris, he's actually tootling along behind me thinking, what's Grandad doing in front of me? So I'm probably working my ass off, whereas he's just kind of cruising, basically.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal rider and he has got a lot of power.
So, yeah, I think when it comes to... You've got to be careful when you watch videos of riders of different weights riding bikes. So what I'm trying to do at 95 kilos is probably different to what Chris is trying to do at 80 kilos. That's probably the kind of crux to the story there.
Can we go to where in the world, Steve?
We can go to where in the world.
Yes, because I love this photo. Oh, wow.
I mean, this is iconic. This is from Christine, Squirrel Squeezer. Those guys have been out in Utah, and I mean, look at that rock climb. Superb.
You've ridden Utah a lot, right?
I have, it is.
I've never been. I'd love to go there.
You've never been to Utah?
I've never been to Utah. I've never been to Moab. Oh.
What?
No, no.
I mean, Martyn on...
Am I really a mountain biker? Not really. Actually, I'm not really, but I'm skimming over that bit.
Why should you skim over that bit?
Well, I don't think we should go into it. It wouldn't be good for my CV and this particular spot where I am right now on a mountain bike show.
We do actually have another where in the world, but I put it in the bike vault. This is, thought you guys might find this funny. Back out on the organic road bike in the same location as you showed me in your cool place a few weeks back near Rampe. Well, this is another kind of that part of the world. Some folks say e-bikes are easy today. I rode uphill so much easier that months on the eMTB, getting stronger on the eMTB. Time now, folks, to get into the bike vaults, kicking things off. I couldn't actually find the name of this submission, but this is a Rock Rider 900 E-Field Team Edition in the Purbex. I'm not much of a climber, but this bike made technical climbing fun, but didn't take anything away from the downhill.
Yeah, Rock Rider just won the XC race in Brazil.
Really?
World Cup Extremes.
Wow, that's impressive.
It was Samara Maxwell.
I think there's
from New Zealand.
There's nothing endorses a brand more than winning like a World Cup race, does it? Really?
They were flat out. It was amazing. Great race.
That's a super nice. Next up, we've got an Amflow.
Oh, it's an Amflow, my favourite, Steve. Let me tell you all about it. Got myself an Amflow PL Carbon after seeing the review on EMBN.
Really?
Well done.
Oh, yeah.
This photo was taken the afternoon after picking it up in the local Nowra, New South Wales trails, protected with ride wraps, stamp one pedals and blue
Come on,
eMTB
that has
pedals.
got to be a, come on.
Oh, what we done well. They're super nice.
Super nice.
Super
okay.
Nice.
Next is parked up on the top of Stampede, a grade 5 trail in Woodhill Park, Auckland, New Zealand. Christ, a lot of Southern Hemisphere submissions this week.
Yeah.
I think that is a nice shot. That's a Merida there.
That's a super nice
Okay, super nice too. Super nice too. And what about this? This is Misty. Oh, that's nice. Isn't it?
Early morning ride for me. The mists clung to the trees whilst overhead the sun had burnt through, and thoroughly muddy day, but finally started to get warmer. To enable screen reader, support press.
Those are unnecessary notes there, Martyn. I think that is a super nice shot. And that's it for this week in the Bike Vault. That's it for this week's EMBN show, although actually there's a few bits of social news. Now, the Levo was actually launched yesterday, the Gen 4 Levo, but it's quite funny, Mark, on Instagram, the Levo 4 has been on there for about a week now, leaked news. I think I often think maybe has that been done deliberately?
Oh, it's gotta be deliberate.
Actually, on that note, if you've got any questions about Levo 4, I've ridden the Levo 4 in many places all over the world, and in as much as that it's not a review, it's not a test, we're here to answer any questions you've got about that bike. Coming up on the channel in the next few days, Neil is out in Sea Otter, Laguna Seca Raceway for all the latest e-mountain bike tech, including what I hear is a few new DJI bikes. Tune in to see the Don.